welcome back again, back to the Slip and Dip podcast, keeping things rolling. Steve and Wonderboy Thompson. Steve, how's that training going for that big fight in 2 weeks, brother?
I'm feeling good, my friend. Feeling good, feeling strong. My weight is on point. I'm just out right now celebrating Mother's Day for all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day, and glad to be on with you guys, man.
Absolutely, man. So when are you heading out again?
We're actually heading out the 19th.
Okay.
We're going to get there a few days early just to acclimate. I mean, they're only 5 hours ahead, which isn't bad. You know, we're going to get out there, just get acclimated a little bit, and just kind of get the lay of the land. You know, scope out the grocery stores, you know, for the meals during the week, stuff like that, man. But I'm excited to be there, man. I'm excited to be there in Liverpool. Never been, so it's going to be fun.
Do you when you think about this whole, because I haven't talked to you since the whole Kobe and RDA fight, do you feel like that's your belt you should be fighting for?
Man, you know what? That's what I thought. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I had turned down the Till fight at first, was because, you know, well, A, I had 2 broken thumbs. B, I wanted to kind of see where the welterweight division was going. You know, there was rumor that there was going to be a interim title, and I wanted to see if I was going to be at the top of that list. Obviously, I'm not. But, you know, the RDA fight, you know, and Colby Covington fight is what's happening. So, you know, it is what it is, man. I understand I fought for the title twice. Didn't make it. It was close, but didn't make it. I'm not giving up on the title. And, you know, after this fight, depending on, you know, how I finish Darren Till, it's just a waiting game from then on. You know, I'm not looking past Darren at all. But let's say I do go out there and I win. It really is on who wins the Colby Covington RDA fight, and you know, how that turns out, I guess.
Steve, I'm sorry. Like I couldn't help but notice while you were giving that response, it looked like we almost caught an injury live on air. What just happened?
Dude, all right, okay. My little nephew just ran by and he punched me in the nuts. And it's this little thing. This kid is like 3 years old, and he runs by and he's like, "Open nuts," and he just punches you in the nuts. So I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting there talking to you. Next thing you know, I'm getting punched in the nuts by this 3-year-old, and he takes off running the other way.
Man, we almost had a Tony Ferguson incident up in this thing.
Oh my goodness! Oh wow!
I know, man. What the heck? I was hoping you guys didn't see that, but oh man,
no,
he disappeared. Where did he? I don't even know where he went. He's somewhere. He's somewhere. I gotta watch out, man. I gotta stay focused on you guys and stay focused on where this little guy's at, so he don't punch me again.
Do you feel like any extra motivation in the fact that you basically gonna be the road guy, even though you're the higher ranked guy and the more accomplished?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think, to be honest with you, I am the number 1 ranked guy in the division, but you cannot take anybody lightly in this division. I mean, you know, if you go back and watch the fight with who was it? Khabib. You know, he was supposed to fight Tony Ferguson. That didn't happen. He went through 3 opponents. He ended up fighting Ali Quinton, who was lower ranked, and he gave him one of the toughest fights, I think, that he's had in a while. Of course, he dominated, but it was still, I think it was a tougher fight than any of the other fights he's had recently. So, man, anybody in this division's got the potential to put you away. So, you know, I'm not taking this guy lightly whatsoever. I think that, you know, I like to put in my head and imagine that he's got the title, and he's the guy that I got to face for it. And that's what I'm preparing for. I'm preparing for, you know, Darren Till. He's a very good striker, but even though I'm the higher ranked, he's ranked number 7. Everybody's like, "Oh, he's ranked number 7. You're gonna crush this dude." Man, you never know, bro. You never know what you're gonna step out there against, and what kind of changes they have made since the last time they fought. You know, so wherever the fight goes, though, I'm prepared for it.
Did you see the video that he posted up, or that one of his people posted up of his sparring and him absolutely just obliterating this guy that looked like he didn't know what he was doing? Like, I don't know who that was. I don't know what the full context of it was, but from what we saw, it looked like he was kind of taking advantage of somebody. And I was just curious if you saw that and what you thought of it.
Well, this was the guy that gave me the nut shot right here on top of my buddy Casey's shoulder. It's his son right here. Say what's up, Jack. He's like, no.
He's
So I gotta watch out for him.
He's silent but deadly.
He's deadly, man. He's a little ninja. But yeah, I did see that. And to be honest with you, from what I saw from the footage, it looked like his opponent had no idea what he was doing. I don't know if that's what you guys took of it, but when you're out there sparring somebody like Darren Till, I mean, the guy was just, it almost looked like he was playing with him. You should be sparring with headgear.
Yes,
you should be sparring with headgear, at all times, just to protect not just yourself, but your opponent, your partner as well. I've been to a lot of gyms where guys go out there and they wear small gloves. When I spar, I wear 18-ounce gloves. I feel like I'm wearing pillows on my hands, but I use it not for myself, but to protect my sparring partners. You go out there and beat them up, they're not gonna stick around for very long. But yeah, man, that's what it looked like. I don't know what kind of if he was an amateur fighter or a pro fighter, but from what it looked like he was just playing with the guy. I felt bad for him, to be honest with you.
Steve, how much do you think experience is gonna come into this? Like the fact that you fought for the title, you've been on this big stage. How big a deal do you think that matters in a fight like this, or is it just something that's overhyped?
Man, talking about my fight with Darren?
Yeah. How much is your experience advantage of him going to come in, being in these big fights with Tyron and fighting at MSG, being on big stages like this? This is his first time on the big stage. We don't know what to expect.
You know what? That's true. I think this is the first time that he's. Oh, well, actually, I think he wasn't he main event with Donald Cerrone?
I believe so.
Yeah,
so
but
it was set for
though.
5 rounds.
Yeah,
it was set for 5 rounds, but I don't think he's ever been 5 rounds. From some of his fights I've seen in the past, he does spend a lot of energy. He does start to slow down as the rounds go on. I live for 5-minute rounds. I mean, I would rather do 5-minute rounds than 3 5-minute rounds, to be honest with you. So, if it doesn't happen in the first or second round, you take him into deep water, see how he does there. And that's what I'm looking forward to be honest with you. I think experience does play a little bit in a fight, but this guy, I look at it as this guy's fighting in his hometown. He's fighting in front of his family. He's fighting in front of his friends. So I'm going into this fight thinking he is going to be in the best shape of his life, and going to be the most aggressive Darren Till ever seen. So, I have prepared for that. I am so prepared for that. And I'm so prepared that I'm actually excited for it. I can't wait. That's why I'm in this game, man. I'm in this game to fight the best in the world. And, Darren Till is one of the best, out of the UK right now. So why not go to his hometown and do battle there? And not only that, but, spend time in a different country and meet new fans, man, So this is going to be, I think it's going to be fireworks. It's going to be fireworks.
We always know you always motivated to give the Wonderboy experience. Are you even more motivated seeing that kick that Machida pull off last night, being a fellow karate guy?
Oh, man, I was rooting for him all the way. I was sick. Did you? I mean, y'all saw that, right? That front kick. It was literally the exact same front kick Anderson Silva hit him with, and hit him in the exact same spot.
Yeah.
I was like the way he did. Check me out, I was like the way he follows through with the kick, and then he just like.
He just stands there with his hands on his hips, right? He front kicks him and stands there with his hands on his hips, like, all right, I'm done here.
I think one of the things that a lot of people are overlooking, though, is that, Machida, he always does his feints. Like, he tries to get you to react to little feints, like, real quick. He twitched his hips at least 3 times before he actually threw it. So Vitor wasn't giving him, he was giving him exactly what he wanted. And then he was like, 1, 2, 3, okay, and then it's over.
You're not going to react to those feints. I'm going to throw it, and it landed. Usually, that's why you throw the feints, man. You throw the feints to see how your partner reacts. If they don't react, then you throw the real deal, and that goes to show that, hey, if the guy's not going to react to my feints, I'm going to throw it, and it was perfect. It was the most perfect front kick, man. It was awesome. I was so happy for Machida, to be honest with you, because, he he's been in the game for a very long time. He was actually my inspiration to actually one of my inspirations to switch from kickboxing to MMA. A lot of people at the time were like, karate won't work in a real situation, in an MMA situation. And Machida was the first to say, you know what, screw that. You know, it does work. So he was a huge inspiration of mine. I actually got to spar with him up at Black House. Him and Anderson Silva used to train together. And it was actually when I was looking for a management company. This is before I was pro MMA. I went to spend a few weeks out there at Black House in California. Got to spar with Lyoto Machida and Anderson Silva. That was a dream come true right there.
Are there any videos of this?
We don't have videos. I have pictures, but I don't have videos. I actually have to go back and ask my dad to see if he's got footage of it. So he usually documents things like that whenever we go and train at different gyms. But it was awesome.
Man, if you can find the pictures, man, post them up. I want to see them. That'd be awesome.
You got it, man.
So since we're on the subject of things that happened last night, we got to get your point of view on what happened in the main event. We have a couple of trainers on the show, Stephen Wright, Dean Thomas today as well, and we're getting the trainer's perspective. I want to get another fighter's perspective. So when you hear Raquel Pennington say what she did, she wanted to be done, please. What was your reaction when the corner said, no, you're going to go back out there in the 5th round?
Well, you know, the whole game, you know, you got to take care of your fighter. You know, if you're sitting out there and you got to, well, that's the thing. On one hand, you have to know your you know, your student. You got to know your student. You know, if it was me, if she was notorious for saying, you know, I don't want to go back out there. Like my dad has trained fighters for years. Mm-hmm. And I remember him training a fighter who was notorious for giving up in fights. And this guy had asked to come train with my dad. My dad said, you can train with me, but if you're going to train with me and you go out there in the fight, you're not giving up. You're not going to quit. And the guy's like, all right. And I remember when I was a kid, my dad, out of the first round, the guy wanted to quit. He wanted to quit. My dad put him in the corner and slapped him in the face. Slapped him as hard as he could. And he said, you know what? Either you're going to go out there and finish this fight or you're going to fight me. And the guy went out there and gave the hardest fight ever. He ended up becoming a world champion eventually. But he knew he was notorious for that. And he knew what he was capable of. So he wasn't going to let him do it. So I don't know if her trainers knew kind of where she was mentally and knew that she could keep going. Mm-hmm. But then again, you go back and watch the fight, her nose was off center. Yeah. You know, she was pretty banged up. It's very iffy. That to me, I wouldn't have sent her back out there. I mean, her nose was was pretty messed up, man. It was broken. She had taken some punishment, you know, so it's kind of up in the air, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Just from what she looked like, I wouldn't have done it. I would have been like, you know what, you're done. You know, you live to fight another day, and that's just my opinion. But you know, I'm not her trainer. I don't see her every day. I don't know where she was mentally, so it's kind of not good for me to say what I would do. To be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's one of the things that happens a lot in the training room, like you mentioned, is that like even in training when you're going, you know, hard rounds, like so many rounds, you're working on your cardio. Like you have that feeling of like you want to quit. Like I've been there personally when I used to train. It was just like, man, I don't want to do anymore. And then it's like, no, you're gonna push through it. You get that motivation like that in the training room, but to see it like that in the big stage and all these cameras and everything, it kind of got a different context to it, especially after being, you know, going out there for 4 rounds, not really having all that much success. But I think like kind of what you're saying, man. It's hard to be like hard stance on either way. Like for me, like I'm right down the middle. But I think the part for me that the fact that she said please at the end of it was almost like she was asking for permission and that she really could go longer, you know?
Yeah. You know what? I forgot about that. She did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that does make a huge difference. She's asking for permission. Of course, you know, no, you're a warrior. You go out there and you finish, you know, for me, if it was me, me and my dad have already had this discussion early in my, amateur career when I fought kickboxing, when throwing in the towel was what, you saw that kind of frequently in kickboxing. We kind of had this unspoken thing, like, don't ever throw in the towel for me, ever. This guy's going to finish me. He's going to knock me out, or I'm going to go until I can't stand, I remember in that Matt Brown fight, or that first Tyron Woodley fight, like, for me, you're not going to stop this fight for me. It's not going to happen. Like, I love doing this. I love to compete, but just as a man, and as a warrior, like, you're going to either knock me out or choke me out. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to quit. And we kind of have this unspoken thing, like, you're never going to throw in the towel for me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, if that was my dad, and and she was one of ours, and she's saying, please, don't do this, my dad would be like, you're going to finish this. You're going to, I don't know, you're going to go out there and you're going to either get knocked out or you're going to get submitted, but you're not going to quit like that.
Did that theory get tested against Tyron the first fight?
Yeah, the first one. When I was in that guillotine, or he knocked me down.
When he knocked you down.
It was the fourth round. He knocked me down twice. He knocked me down. He knocked me down the first time. Then he knocked me down again. Like, he hit me so hard, like, my face stiffened up. Like, I was like going down, I was making faces. And then I was in that deep guillotine. Like, I wasn't going to tap. I was going to go out. I told myself then, I was like, I'm not going to tap. This guy's going to, all these people came to watch me fight. All I could think of was, like, all the hard training, man, the punishment that I put my training partners through to get here. I'm not gonna tap. I'm not gonna give up. If it's a choke, if it's like an arm bar or like a heel hook or something, obviously you're gonna tap to that, because you'll be out for a year or 6 months. It just doesn't make sense, But for a choke, yeah, man, I was like, I'm gonna go out.
Yeah. It's a tough spot, man. It's a tough spot. I mean, that's one of the things about this game. It's hard to make a judgment call in those situations, but that's why you guys are in there, man. That's why you guys are the ones getting paid, and you live and die with the results, I guess, right? At the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Well, Steve, man, thanks for coming on the show, man. Best of luck against Darren Till in 2 weeks' time. We're looking forward to
Appreciate it, guys.
man.
Hey, when you
I always enjoy hanging out with you guys, and hopefully after this fight we can get back on, if that's cool.
Oh yeah, you ball, you gonna get the call. We got music and everything. We ready for you to join the segment. You ball, you will get a call.
All right, brother. If not, then I'll see you during International Fight Week.
Oh, we're gonna give you a call regardless. Friend of the show. What's up, man?
This is another up and coming right here, MMA fighter, UFC fighter.
Wonderboy clan.
Hey, what y'all be doing out there in South Carolina?
We are downtown Greenville celebrating Mother's Day. I got my brother Tony. Tony, come here. I'll show you the new Thompson Weidman creation here.
You're talking about Instagram.
This is my brother Tony right here.
TNT, what's
This
up,
is Colleen Weidman Thompson.
How you doing?
This is little Theo, the new Weidman Thompson.
He Instagram star. We saw him on Instagram.
Yeah, man. He's a handsome. He has no idea what's going on. Looks like an old 80-year-old man.
Tell him we said Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, brother. You guys have a good one, guys.
All right, we'll catch up with you soon, man. Best of luck.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.